Hello, everyone. By the time you get this right, it'll be 7 days to Halloween. I'm going to go into why you're seeing images of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. If you've been subbed to me for a while, it's obvious to me why I put that video collab in the beginning together, that collage together. If you've been subbed and listening to me for a while, it's quite obvious to you why I did that. Before I get into it and into the title, because of the title of the video states the obvious, and we're going to talk about some things been going on, I'm going to give some shout outs. First, I'm going to give a shout out to Sutton's Days. She's the reason that I put this video together. She has a guide for how to efficiently and effectively prep. My remaining three shout outs will also be as practical as Sutton's Days. Because the thing about this is I can only give you practicality at this point with what's going on. If you're unwilling to start preparing, there's nothing I can do for you at this point, or anyone can do for you. Sutton's Days tells you how to can. She tells you how to shop efficiently, how you should buy things a little bit of at a time for the pending crash that's coming. Because let's not play dumb at this point. We know something's coming. She had a video a few days ago that I watched that was profound, and we'll talk about that in a bit. That's why I made this video, because I think she's going to play prominent into what I have to say. She tells you how to can, how long canned food lasts, how you should prepare for what is coming, and how you should build community, the thing I've been telling you all for a while. I'm going to ask you, if you are a sub of mine, to please understand that she's not gloom and doom. She's just telling you to keep your house, how to keep your house in order if you like, and empower yourself to do for yourself and not wait for institutions to come save you. She does this with a very non-judgmental and non-partisan approach. So I'd ask if you guys at least just try to go look at her channel and give her a try, because I think she has a lot of good information that's helpful. The next one is Hook It Up Homestead. Hook It Up Homestead to me was the second greatest in importance, because I put these in order of importance. Because if you're going to hunker down and you're not going to move when things get bad, you can't assume that you can just go to the grocery store and keep buying produce. You're going to have to eat from the land and according to your climate. And her channel is the most realistic of that. By the way, she's gained an additional sub. I'm proud of her. I'd like to see her get to that 200 now that we're past that 100 mark. The significance of Hook It Up Homestead, in addition to the fact that she grows her own food, is that she does it in her backyard in an efficient way that does not cost too much money. And because money's gonna be lacking, that detail in itself is really important. So you all have got to be ready for that. All right. Find budget friendly ways to start growing stuff. 2026 ain't no joke. If you're not starting to grow food in 2026 and learning what zone you're in and what you can and can't have far as fruit trees, because fruit trees can take years, so you might want to start on that, or at least do the ground fruit like any kind of melons if you like fruit, but definitely get to your veggies and stuff. Hook It Up Homestead also is the reason I just ordered a lot of seeds for peppers. The red peppers I like for hot sauce are hard to come by in the stores in Washington State, in my area. And I'm not interested at this time in trying to venture over to Seattle. So I've bought various peppers online, and I'm just going to grow them myself next year and can my own hot sauce. If we're coming to the end of the world, I want my food to taste good. No offense, I'm not very bougie on a lot of things, but Tara wants her hot sauce, and that just is what it is at the end of the day. If you're trying to find an efficient way to grow stuff, Hook It Up Homestead is that for you. Next is Brandon of Palm Beach. He's the next great significant one on this list because he can tell you how to create meals on a budget without you feeling like you're breaking the bank to feed your family, because he knows, working at a country club, he knows the ins and outs of foods. Whatever's coming that's gonna crash, if you make the right moves, you can still eat and stretch your what little dollars you have if you know what to buy and how to prepare it and keep it stored in your home. Restaurants are a great thing, but you're going to probably have to learn how to cook restaurant quality at home. I know Brandon's going to think this is ridiculous, but he's the primary reason that I've just twice in a row made homemade brownies from scratch, because I'm learning from him whether he thinks I am or not. He's also the reason why, since I'll still have apples going until November, I'll probably be making apple gastrique. Now that's coming up. That by the time of this video, it's likely that I'll be making it for dinner, like the night that this video dropped. I recorded this on the 20th of October 2025, but y'all won't get it till a few days later. The point is, he's the primary reason that I started cooking from home more often. And I'm increasingly doing that, and just made a homemade chili, which has always been easy for me, and went back to Salisbury steak, which I just made in the week also. The point is that this stuff, making it at home from scratch, is not as hard as you all think it is. And it could be cheaper than you think if you know how to make the right moves right now. Spices are not cheap sometimes, but if you know how to make the right move and know how to find channels like his to prep things efficiently, it'll help you. Last and certainly not least is the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. When I talk of the Solomon Project, because he's a trucker, remember, he's not giving you financial advice. I put Solomon at the end not because he's the least important, is because you got to get your finances in order, however that's going to work for you. For what you see going on right now, if you can save money, or you can put some cash away, because cash is king in small towns, you better start prepping for that right now. Because for what's going on, you have no choice. Solomon had a background where he understood the stock market and stuff. Remember, he's not giving you financial advice, and you'll now see that disclaimer on his page. But he can lead you in the right direction if you're genuinely looking to secure your finances. Nothing is 100% secure, but the point is, you need to be finding some type of plan, because this is not a game now. This is not a drill. We're in a real life situation where something is coming, or some things are coming. And some things, whether they want you to know or not, talking about digital this, Bitcoin this, you're still going to need cash right now. I don't care what they tell you. This system is not going to come and take cash away overnight. As a person who goes out at events, and you guys and girls see me, I can tell you from experience, cash ain't going away anytime soon. Because some vendors are very skeptical about this digital stuff. All right, so those are my 4 shout outs. Give those channels a try if you can. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. There are not too many trends that I jump on. Here's the thing. I'm seeing something online, because I don't like when people jump on bandwagons, such as that Dubai chocolate thing. I had a lower grade version of that with the chocolate and pistachios. I absolutely love chocolate and love pistachio, but the combination is absolutely disgusting. So that's an example of why I don't like jumping on trends. But this newest trend y'all all got in the United States of canceling holidays, Tara's here for it. I love it. Because what this tells me is that you are now self aware that something's coming. Recall that I gave the shout outs and I discussed Sutton's days. First, we'll bring back her page right quick again so we can go back into it. She came out in a video on her channel a few days ago and flat out said, forget the holidays, you just need to eat. Two things I took from that. Number one, quit using Thanksgiving and Christmas as a day to feed a poor person, then think that you did something noble. Well, at least they'll have a warm meal for one day or one night. No. We need to figure out how to help people stock their pantry so that it lasts them more than one insignificant day that was brought up. Look, holidays are insignificant to me. If that upsets you, you're more than happy to unsubscribe or just jump off because I offended you. Thanksgiving and Christmas in the traditional sense, which Thanksgiving was the hardest for me because I lived for Thanksgiving every year, years after I quit celebrating Christmas in the traditional sense. Those are holidays I looked forward to. Other than Veterans Day that's coming up, I really don't give a crap in the fall. Everything else is just whatever. So the first thing I took from that is, let's stop the assumption that we give somebody a meal for one day. Some people can only give a full meal for one day, and that type of charity I'm not knocking, but we need to empower people to have food for more than one day. Number two, it's time to put aside, and this is what I took from Lisa's video. She can disagree if she ever watches this. What I took from what she said. Okay. The number two thing that's just absolutely important to me is that this capitalism that we've all come accustomed to, where you just collect crap that you're going to let sit and sit idle and you won't leave any day, is irrelevant to putting more meat in your house, more perishable foods in your house, more medicines that'll last you a while. Because people are talking about, leaving the United States. You do understand that although I support y'all who want to get passports and leave, understand because you got that blue passport with that eagle on it, in other countries you're still a target. Again, I want you all to do and move and pivot in a way that's best for you. If the United States is best for you, stay, hunker down. If the United States is not best for you, you better start planning a way to get up out of here right now. Because there's going to come a point when leaving is going to get more difficult. I'm not getting into conspiracy theory right now. I'm getting into your lack of preparation as the reason that leaving's going to be hard for you. I'm empowering you to do what you got to do for you. If you're going to leave the United States, and I support that, I'm not one of these people trying to guilt you to stay here. Please learn at a minimal the rudimentary words and phrases that you're going to need to know on a day-to-day basis in the country that you're going when it's not an English-speaking country. And please know and understand their laws and how they may or may not stack both for and against you. Those two things, and if I add a third one, please build a community in that place where you show some people who are actually locals that you understand their history and their culture. That way you eliminate misunderstandings as much as possible. You're not going to go speaking English and being arrogant and thinking you can push those people around. And we're not going to go into the reasons that I think that is, okay? So if you're leaving, that's what you do. Lisa is the primary reason I made this video. I wasn't going to go here at first until I saw all these videos of people canceling Christmas. We might have spaghetti. It might be something that you eat on a normal day. It's okay to make those holidays what you want to make them. Me personally, I don't fool with Halloween. I have never decorated my house for Halloween since I've been grown. And that's based on my belief in the Most High. I'm not here to knock you. I think in her video, she was just talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. But let's be frank. If you go to the store and you look at the prices of that candy, I can't even imagine the prices of the costumes for something you gonna wear, your kids gonna wear one time, and half of them get a growth spurt. And then they're not gonna reuse those costumes. You gonna wear that one time, then it's gonna go in a landfill or sit back in a closet, or it's gonna go to a thrift store somewhere. Halloween can theoretically be canceled as well. I look at those candy prices. It has to suck to have to buy that. I don't even care if you rich enough to buy that. That candy ain't worth. Some of that candy is not worth that price, in my opinion. That's why I included Halloween. I've never been so proud of Americans in my life, because some of y'all who typically live for those holidays are much rather would have a roof over your head and food than keep up with some Joneses and some people who most often don't care about you. And that doesn't mean you can't pray for your family. That doesn't mean you can't love them. It's okay that you don't want to sit on the roads for hours during Thanksgiving burning through gas you don't have to go eat one meal when y'all can probably, yeah, Skype went away. You can, I don't know what Skype's alternative is. Maybe Zoom each other in, check on each other, see how you're doing. There are practical ways if you're going to do this to do it. See, me, I'm counseling it all together. Thanksgiving is pretty much steaks. My husband and I have already talked about that. Christmas is pretty much sleep. Halloween to me is practically non-existent. I turn my lights off just so people don't come to my house. And I know somebody listening to this rant will think I'm cynical and negative and say you shouldn't say the things that you're saying. For the record, if you want to celebrate those things and you have the money, nothing I'm going to say going to stop you from doing it. I'm appealing to those of you who know you don't have that money. Your bills and putting food on that table is more important than capitalism right now. This is what I'm telling you. The last reason that I shout out Sutton's Days, which is Lisa Sutton, by the way, and she teaches you how to can, and then also how to use what's called ugly meat recipes. There's various ways to can and grow stuff. Lisa is like the Jill of all trades in this. November gonna be brutal, and this is the last point I'm gonna make before I get off here. November is seriously gonna be brutal, and so because we know that brutality is coming, right? There's a possibility that they're saying that Wick and Snap won't be available. Now, I made this video early so all of this could change. But there are people who work as social workers who are saying this isn't a possibility when it comes to Snap. They're definitely not going to get a check in November, which is sad because November is Veterans Day and Thanksgiving. So you got a double whammy, being that Veterans Day is the only one I give real remembrance to. Okay? Of all things in the fall. And so social workers are getting on social media saying they're telling y'all probably it's going to be a definitely. Because some people with insider knowledge are saying that you're really not going to get this. They're also considering cutting WIC and Medicaid, which means this shutdown that you thought didn't affect you was going to affect everyone whether you like it or not. 4 days from now, when you all get this video, it's a possibility that everything I just told you could change. But you can't take that possibility while you still have I would say 10 or 11 days. We're what, 10 to 11 days before November? You got to start making moves right now. Okay. That's food banks if you need the free stuff. That's community if you know your neighbors got things that can benefit from you and you barter and swap. There's levels to this stuff. There's ways to get some stuff for free if you need it. November's gonna be the test. I suspect they're not lying. You're not gonna get money. See, the reason I brought this stuff with Lisa up and what's scaring me is that one particular woman's already making a video saying, I'm gonna feed my kids either way. I'm gonna fill that basket up. I'm gonna go with my EBT card. If ain't no funds on that card, I'm gonna walk straight up out that store, and something about involving a cousin. There's a young man that works at a Walmart that says people are already doing this, where they came in as a flash mob, started filling up carts, and started making a beeline out of the store at the same time. This just happened. And I think less than a week or so ago, maybe it was less than 2 weeks ago. He was on duty, so you can tell this wasn't a doctored tape, that it was happening so fast that loss prevention couldn't catch everybody, and that cops were showing up from left and right, but some people still got away. The thievery has already started. Here's why, if you're my subscriber, I'm worried, and you're in the United States, because I can't speak for other nations and how they may or may not police their masses. If you're in the continental United States or in its territories, this is why I'm worried about you. If you're not on those programs and you can afford groceries, what's to stop those people, because they were already paid for, from robbing you soon as you walk out the grocery store? This is why I buy little by little at a time and been stacking it up, because I'm prepared for a hunker down. It's not, November is going to be a scary month if you're not prepared for it. Look, before I let y'all go, I'm happy for the record that they've put a cap on SNAP benefits, because there's been some misuse, and people who misuse it have made it bad for the ones who do. So I'm going to go on record to say I'm glad they're significantly cutting that program, and I don't care who that offends. But I'm appealing to you all's humanity. Please don't get online boasting about that entire program going away. Because while they're cleaning up waste, which they should have been doing years ago, and it started with Bill Clinton's H.R. 3734, PRWORA, 1996, the 104th Congress. They warned you years ago this was coming. People still continue to abuse. The ones who have never abused the system since they've been on it are paying for it. Never underestimate a desperate human being who hasn't had a meal in their belly for a while. Because underestimating that person would be the biggest mistake you can ever make. If there has already been a flash mob going into Walmart, that trend could spread. I'm not wishing that trend to spread, and gonna pray that it doesn't. But you all who are hard workers, who do work, yes, there are people out here making videos talking about how they're either going to steal or they don't want to do the community service, how they should still be able to get snacks on SNAP. We're not here for that right now. I'm appealing to your humanity and asking you to be careful what you say and how you participate on this internet. And more so, how you move when you're off. Please practice situational awareness. Because whether you're compassionate for them or not, they're going to probably start stealing from people who bought theirs legally. Because they have no qualms, because they're starving. And people, when they want to take care of their household, sometimes don't care about taking from you. November is in 11 days from the time I recorded this. Even less so by the time you get this recording. If this is a joke to you still, I'll pray for you, but I personally just can't be around you. But you need to do what you can with what little money you have to stack your shelves and to be prepared for what's coming. I don't know what's going to happen in November as far as SNAP, but there are social workers who are adamant that while they're telling you this is possible, don't mind my dishwasher is loud, y'all. Social workers on this internet who are close to that are saying that this is really going to go down the way they're telling y'all it is. My thoughts and prayers for you, because I don't want anyone to starve. Go to food banks. Do what you got to do legally to start, all of you, whether you're on SNAP, WIC, or whatever, Medicaid or not, and start stacking your households. Because I don't like what's coming at all. All right. Y'all got 11 days from this recording, and even less so because you're going to get it late. Thank y'all for listening. I know y'all hate these gloom and doom messages, but please, please have your households in order and ready to go. All right. For real, get what you can. Get ready to hunker down. Get ready to make the moves you need to do. Because they're saying that January is when it's really going to hit the fan. All right. Y'all be safe. Take care. Let's keep up with community, folks. And let's help each other, even if we're out of state, in the best way that we possibly can. Thank you.